Fortunately, it's not a beauty contest. So that wasn't a work of art, without a doubt. Defensively, I thought we were better the second half. I challenged the guys at halftime to have a little bit more teeth and grit on that end of the floor, and fortunately, frankly, we did, because we shot it so poorly the second half from the 3-point line that our defense was what won the game for us.
Questions for the student athletes first.
Hudson, I'd imagine it's been a riveting 8 days for you. Can you just walk us through what this process has been like and what it was like to finally get on the court tonight?
I mean, following Gonzaga, Coach Mack kind of came up to me and was like, what do you think about this season? What do you really want to plan on? And put me on the blue squad a lot, got to play with those guys, and then went down with a stomach bug for a while, which wasn't very fun. But then coming back after that, just playing with those guys, and ultimately I felt like yesterday it was the right thing to do and for my process to get better and better.
What was it like being out there tonight?
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, obviously I didn't shoot the ball like all of us did today, but other than that, I feel like my calling card is just playing extremely hard. I feel like I just try to do that every day.
You hear the kind of crowd noise when you checked in for that first time?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit, but obviously they'll be cheering for a little something different in these games than me just checking in, so just for the whole team.
Go ahead.
Hudson, you had a pretty big reaction to that one pass to Jason under the basket. I mean, what does that show about just this team in general and your guys' chemistry as you're starting to get those assists?
Yeah, I just feel like we're extremely unselfish on and off the court. I feel like we spend a lot of time off the court with each other, being there for each other, and then on the court I feel like we share the ball tonight. Obviously, not the result we would want to have, but just getting those looks that we really want to have was good tonight.
Blake, you've been pretty open about how difficult at times the transition into the program was. How did tonight feel when you got in that type of offensive flow?
Yeah, for sure. Just kind of finding my feet, and I feel like it's been, just staying patient, knowing my time's going to come, and kind of listening to my coaches. My coaches and teammates have really helped me throughout this transition, make it a lot easier, and I feel like it's a long season, and I'm going to keep doing that.
What was it like playing against that team where they're trapping and doubling all over the place, and you guys are getting some open looks that just aren't going down?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the three-pointer is going to go down. This is the best three-pointer team I've ever came across, and especially not having Jack fully healthy and, him sitting out, and then IT, I feel like just them two alone, the best shooters I ever played with. So I feel like, the shot's going to fall. And, to their defense, they have a really good defense. I feel like throughout practice this week, we kind of game plan for that, making sure we're not rushed, staying patient throughout traps, and, trying to find the open man.
Blake, as you were starting to kind of hit those shots, did you feel like the team kind of fed off your energy and kind of got started too?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of feeding off the team's energy. They was kind of finding me. So luckily, I was in the right spots, and I was able to knock them down.
Have you been working on the selling?
Yeah, you like that one?
Yeah. Is that the only one, or you got a few?
Nah, I'm going to keep that one.
He doesn't need any of those. Go back and play defense.
Gotta make the shots,
Anything else for the student athletes? Thanks, guys. Oh, go ahead.
Good.
Well, you guys go to Vegas next week. What are you most looking forward to get out of that trip? I know that it'll be a little bit different for both of you. But what are you both looking forward to next week in Vegas?
I think for me, bringing that defensive intensity that we so much needed. I mean, coming off of Gonzaga, I feel like that was our one game that was really stiff competition, and going into Vegas with stiff competition, I feel like we just need to show how good of a defensive team we can be.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like Vegas is going to tell us a lot about ourselves, and I feel like, we're going in there with a positive mindset for sure. We're going to grind it out on Friday in practice. I feel like this was a good stepping stone, but, like I said, it's a long season, so, it's kind of paving the way.
Good job.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
I will continue with questions for Coach.
Owen Freeman's ability to be super disruptive tonight, especially on defense. How much did he impact the game for you guys tonight?
Yeah, he did. He got his hands involved and made some nice plays, off the ball, and then I thought he was really active on the offensive glass as well. So, it's coming. He's still a long ways away, but, I think you see a few signs from game to game and even from practice to practice for us that he's making strides and he's getting closer to his old self. But he's, it's going to be a process, and we know that, we understand that. But this was some of his more efficient basketball tonight.
Can you walk us through the Hudson decision from your perspective?
I mean, there's several reasons. We're after that Gonzaga game. I just our team lacks a little grit, and I felt like the guy that gives us most of that, the guy on our team with probably that has the best edge, is probably Hudson. And so he and I had some conversations and started to think about it, and then we were really looking forward to we had agreed that he would sit out the Maryland Eastern Shore game and 3 more practices, get a look for him and for me. And then he gets sick with the flu and really can't practice on Sunday, and he's half speed on Monday. So and then we just got word from our compliance that there's a court case on December 15th that's going to decide potentially the 5-year eligibility rule. And if that were to go and everybody's going to get 5 years, and a red shirt doesn't make sense. But the reality of it is we've had almost 40 practices. We've played 2 exhibition games. We played 3 real games going into tonight, and I'm done asking guys to do what I want done. And if they're not able to do it, then we're going to have to play somebody else. And when Hudson goes in the game, I know he's going to give me everything that he has, and he's going to fight. And he's arguably our best athlete. He gets 7 rebounds tonight in 13 minutes, gets 4 assists in 13 minutes. So he's playing the right way, and he'll get better with each passing game. And I probably felt like our best chance to have a good team in January, and there's going to be some bumps in the road between now and then as he gets his feet under him, it was going to include Hudson in the rotation.
What did you see from him when he was out there tonight that you liked it?
Yeah, the rebounds, obviously, and he had the one travel where he kind of, he'd like to have that one over. But, he made some nice passes. The pressure didn't really bother him. He drug it with the ball screen against that double team, made a couple nice reads out of that. And he fights defensively. And he's going to get in better shape. Obviously, you're preparing for a different thing when you're redshirting. He was lifting 5 times a week and doing a lot of workouts, and then he gets sick and loses 7 or 8 pounds. So we got to get him back in shape. These next 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday practice will be really important for him. But he's going to be an important part of our team moving forward.
Blake mentioned that Jackson wasn't a full strength. Can you give an update on his
Yeah, I mean, he's had a foot that's bugged him a little bit all year, and he said he really felt it at shoot around today, and he gave it a go and was really having a hard time pushing off of it. So it's not something that's new. It's kind of been nagging for a while. It's the same thing that kept him out of I can't remember which exhibition game, it was Iowa State, I believe. So it's just kind of been a nagging thing that's a little bit painful to play with.
Mac, I think I asked you on Friday after the Maryland Eastern Shore game. Are you guys getting the shots you want? They're just not falling.
Well, the second half was ridiculous how open those threes were. And it's Isaac doesn't. You've been at practice. Like, the guy hasn't missed since June, and he had 4 really good looks, and Josh had some wide open looks. Jason's were pretty much all wide open. So the way North Dakota's going to play, where you're going to trap and rotate and trap the post, like, if you make that extra pass, you're going to get a wide open 3, and you have to make him pay. And like I said, fortunately, defensively, we were better the second half, and that allowed us to have a poor shooting game and still find a way to win. It's always Rob Anderson. He's always, 16 years, every press conference.
Is that just one of those things where you have enough experience in faith in your system where you know that when you stick with it, when guys stick with it, shots will eventually fall?
Yeah. I mean, it's how we built this team. I mean, Isaac Trout's been a great shooter. Jackson's a great shooter. Josh Dix is a career 40% plus 3-point shooter. Blake was around high 30s, low 40s last year. Nick was mid 30s. He had some good looks tonight. Jason's really worked on it. Hudson's a good shooter. So, right down the line, we've got some guys that can shoot the basketball. We just have to you know, they have to believe in themselves. They got to trust their work, and you have to put the work in. And I feel like, for the most part, we've done that.
What do you see from Blake tonight?
Yeah, you know, he played with a lot of confidence, a lot of swagger. You know, got to the right spots and was active on the offensive glass again, and got us some extra possessions. But you know, he can score in a lot of different ways, and you know, the 3 assists as well. Were a couple of those were at critical moments where he found a teammate for an easy basket.
What are you looking forward to in Vegas, Mac?
I don't know if Vegas hadn't been great to me recently, so no, it'll be fun to go back out there. I think this tournament sets up better for our fans than last year. Last year, I believe, was Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, something crazy like that. I think it allows us to get some more Blue Jay fans out there supporting us, and you know, it's how you learn about your team. We certainly learned things Friday and tonight, but we learned a lot from Gonzaga, even in the loss. And we're going to learn a lot, but you don't have, you know, it's going to teach us you don't have time to hang your head regardless of what happens, or you don't have time to celebrate much, because you're going to turn around and play 24 hours later. So, you know, hopefully we can get a few guys healthier, and that our depth can be a factor in, you know, potentially playing 3 games in 3 days.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Thanks, Mac.